mean you are close to a major breakthrough. This is a really powerful card which really has lots of codes in it. If we look at it from the perspective of a breakthrough on the reversed position, are you ready for that? My name is Yulia and I've been in tarot world for 10 plus years, and here I am today to unveil all the mysteries which are hidden in the powerful tarot world and start establishing that clarity within ourselves to move forward in this life in a joyful, fulfilling, and powerful way. Are you in? So let's get started. Let's have a look at this card. By the way, if you love my reading, subscribe to my channel. I'm going live here and there, cannot promise on the date. And also, if you love this video specifically, give me a thumbs up. It just really supports me in the process to deliver you so much more. Let's have a look at this card from the perspective of the breakthrough together. Let's have a look at it. So I want you just look at the reversed position now, and it appears actually during certain moments into our lives in the readings. Usually when I looked at that card, it appeared every time when my soul was ready to level up, but my energy was being stretched, tested, and refined. So it's all the card about that stretch, about that testing, and about that refinement when we look at it from the perspective of that reversed position. So it's kind of like you will start feeling tested all the time. That's why I am using this card now for understanding those major breakthroughs, because only in the moment of a really, really powerful so-called kind of like mirror effect with this reality, we are being tested and then breakthroughs happen. We are being confused, and this is the card of confusion, in fact, and then when those breakthroughs are happening, and we are stepping out of the small circle of our living. Let's say we were in this, we enlarge our reality. Oh, let me just use the other marker. We enlarge our perception of reality because we are stretched to step into a bigger circle of living, taking more responsibility. Just that's a natural sense of that expansion which is inside us when we are being called by these cards. So it's just like, let's look at the upright position again, and I want you to see how this page, right, he stares at the pentacle with lots of reverence. Is that so? So there is lots of reverence. He's looking like up to that pentacle, right? Something sacred is in front of him. He's focused and grounded. Now look at the reverse position. The energy becomes, how do you feel it? Does it feel like, wait, he's a bit distracted and disconnected from his vision? Do you see what I'm saying? So that distraction steps into the place. He does not feel already to be in that utter reverence. So the universal test, when we see that card, the universal test in here is when you start questioning actually absolutely everything in this life, how you've been living before. So you just moving in life, and then you start, wait, what is it all for here, you know? And that is the card which is being invited through those questions, the energy, the frequency of this card. So you sleep, but you still feel exhausted, okay? Does it sound familiar, okay? So, and you kind of like feel bored or lazy here and there, not moving forward to your dreams. So the sense of focus and groundedness is completely lost. You're like just, you know, you are not grounded anymore. It's just like lost is everywhere. So that is what this card is inviting, in fact, and it's like that test. But it isn't the end, in fact. It's a test. It's a test of clarity. Understand it. Your soul, in fact, through that test is asking, do you still want this enough to realign and re-engage? So when we are actually in the upright position, we are searching for that bridge in between our material and our gift. We establish that bridge. Well, this, it's a test. Okay, it's a test for that realignment, because it becomes extremely, you know, for those of you who actually started already that so-called side spiritual hustle, or are thinking about this and cannot really get focused, all the time distracted, you know. So you just, in such a way, that distraction is a test in some sense. And I know what I'm talking about because I was there more than 10 years ago when I was doing my leap from the corporate to my spiritual business, Calmoura Tarot. So now I'm running it in a really successful way, and I'm so happy. I completely left my corporate life where I was for 10 years. 10 years I was in that world. And then with lots of blood and sweat, I still literally left that world, and it was worth it. So this card is really inviting. It's inviting that kind of understanding in you that, wait, it's just a test. You want to ask yourself a question. Do you still want this enough to realign with your purpose? Because remember, in the upright position, it's establishing that bridge between where you are today and your gift, because that imbalance is naturally happening. Okay, if there wouldn't be imbalance, you would feel really okay, right? Now let's look at the second. Let's look at the second message from this card. Just don't want to make it. Okay, so this is the message in here. What usually represents any kind of page? Any kind of page, it's the learning, apprenticeship. It's the new beginning. It's when we step into our pathway. And let's look at it from that perspective. It's the new beginning. It's the new learning, in fact. But what do we see from the reversed position? Let's look at it. The reversed position. What does it represent? What do you feel? Well, you see what's happening. He's distracted. Do you remember what I mentioned? He is distracted. And when he's distracted, he starts things and they are scattered. It starts things, it never finishes it. Does it ring the bell? It starts things, but never he is finished. His head somewhere. He's not seeing the way out, how to really complete things. It's just like we are living today in the world of informational boom. Right? And just like I saw really crappy messages, build your business in 24 hours with ChatGPT. Okay. Can you really trust those charlatans who are speaking that? We use the really powerful AI machines. We can use them, but we can never replace them of building something truthful, meaningful. There is a pathway there. They will all hide in a moment. Believe me, all those speakers who say to you it's possible to do in 24 hours, when I saw these messages, it's like, gosh, is someone believing in that? All right, I built my business. I saw many powerful entrepreneurs. You actually build with your soul. You build with your value. You know, so you use many tools. You can use also AI today in many things, but you always build based on value. It's a value-based marketing. It's not the sleazy, salesy, information-based marketing when someone wants to manipulate you with something. No, we sell value here. That's the age of authentic approach, and that will always win. So those guys who are just screaming that, build your business in 24 hours, they will hide immediately once you will see the first obstacle. I promise you. So when I just see those claims, it's just like, gosh, how can it happen here? But probably someone needs to overlive it. So I'm just saying that this card invites that discernment. It invites that kind of like when we are in that space, we may trust many things which are not truthful. We may trust something what starts claiming ours what is not. But when we are standing firmly on the ground, we make things in a righteous way, using what is around us. And at the same time, just knowing that we need to go through certain stages in really bridging our gift to the earth, providing value. Value is like planting the seed here. And we plant that seed and we watch it growing. No matter if you impregnate even 9 women, you will not have a child in 1 month. Okay? You will still need to wait for 9 months to actually really have a child being born. No matter how many machines you use for that. How is that? Otherwise, you will have something which is completely immature or dead. So knowing how Mother Nature is, you will stop having that kind of like wishful thinking. You will start being tremendously grounded, having that patience within, and really following that value-based approach into this life. Nobody can really trick you today with any claims. And this card in its reversed position is opening up this, because once it is in a reversed position, what can happen is we can start believing those really crazy claims around today, especially on the wave of AI. It's just crazy. It's when we are having that speeding up reality, we need to start having that discernment, standing in a grounded way on Mother Earth, not having that kind of like scattered thinking, not having that patchwork of knowledge thinking. Okay, so very, very important to have it. So you may have lots of ideas attacking you at the same time, but no momentum, never really finishing the cycle, never really bridging it all together. Again, remember, a child cannot be born within 1 month. 9 months must have come. So any kind of planting must go through a certain stage, through a certain period. You can impregnate even 200 women here. You will still not have 200 children in 1 month, okay? You will need to wait for those 9 months, doing the right things at a time. And all the farmers, all the wise people, they know about it, all right? Very, very important. So the test here is about follow through. This guy is not following through. This guy is establishing commitment, okay? Are you building a foundation, or are you just chasing the dreams? Are you chasing flashers of excitement? That's the test. And your soul is being trained in commitment energy. But our mind was trained to, guess what? Chase the dream. Or chase the flashy object. That's what our mind was entrained here. I will do it in 1 second. The soul knows it's a wishful thinking. All right, so you have to develop that level of patience, knowing that the child will be born in 9 months, and you absolutely accept it. And you do it with utter reverence, using absolutely all the resources which are available to you, like in Mother Nature. You are not negating them, but you have that commitment within you, okay? If you don't have that commitment, you will chase the dreams. Now, let's look at this reversed card again. Let's look at what it wants in this reversed position. It wants the success. And it feels like quite insecure. So it needs security, because it's kind of like, hey, it's Hanover. This is very secure position. He stands firmly on the ground. This is very insecure position. So he hopes for security. He trades everything for security. And he may avoid the slow, grounded effort the upright card represents. Again, we come back to the same thing. So this is a test of devotion. This is a complete chasing the dream, and just like doing everything in a rush. And then anxiety follows. While this is a card of devotion. You devote yourself to bridging what you are standing on, what you have currently, and bridging it to your gifts. And you have that sense of divine timing, divine patience within you, which can actually tackle all this Russian anxiety. Russian anxiety is always on the periphery, but the divine timing trust is always in the center. So this card is inviting that anxiety, when it's always trading something small to that, for that security, okay? So this is a real test of humility and devotion. And the question here is, are you willing to plant the seeds and water them daily? With patience, like in the upright position, having lots of patience. Or you are actually wanting to have it instantly. So purpose, higher purpose, nurturing, planting the seeds, it's a process. It's a process. It's just like bringing a baby, okay? I promise you, no AI in the world will help you to bring a child in 1 month to this world, because Mother Nature designed us to be here in 9 months. In 9 months, we must be here, not in 1 month. So when we understand it, we can really, really start having that discernment within us. Now, what else we can derive from this card? Let's look at this card from the reversed position. Okay, let's look at this reversed position. Do we see he's focused or distracted? I'm asking you. He's quite distracted. Do you see? He's tempted by something in his hand. Here, it's just like handing over, being distracted. Here, he's devoted. You see how he's looking upwards, he's devoted. Here, he's distracted by a shiny object. Shiny object, and that distraction is happening, okay? And that's the path which is pulling away us all the time, distraction with the shiny object from our soul integrity. That's what's really happening. So the universal test here for you is, are you loyal to your integrity, to your truth? Or you are chasing some comfort and security. So the test is to hold your energetic wholeness, your energetic standard, even when easier paths are dangled in front of you. Okay? So you just do the right thing, one right thing at a time. So here is the beginning of that apprenticeship, because after that, there will be the night. And the night will be like that Buddha mind on the horse. I already mentioned about it in my previous video. So you develop that Buddha mind, that reverence, that Buddha mind is opening up through your third eye chakra, like Shiva, just everything was burned down to ashes. He started seeing. He sees now. And he is ruling his horse, his mind, through that Buddha mind, powerfully, strongly, sitting still on this horse. How is that? So, and you cannot develop it if you are not having that apprenticeship, that patience within you. That's very, very important to understand. So we are tempted here for easier pathways, for easier shortcuts. But these shortcuts, pathways, like get-rich-quick schemes, they are misaligned with that Buddha mind. He's not rushing anywhere, all right? This rush, did you notice how this rush always brings you out of center? Just like, I'm overwhelmed already. So much information. It's just like, I'm in a rush. Many clients of mine, they say, Yulia, I'm in a rush. And it's just like, I don't know what to do. It's too much for me. Well, of course it's too much. This guy, he's in the center. But when you are in a rush, chasing the shiny objects, you invite in only anxiety, rushing your life. You see only like some patchwork of knowledge. Someone is feeding you another patchwork of knowledge. You never see it all. You can only see everything from the center. All the potentialities you can see only from the center, not from the periphery. From the periphery, we fight with each other. In the center, we take care. How is that? It was written even in the Bible. Love is the answer. Love is not fighting. Love is accepting, transforming, and transcending, because you see beyond it, all right? You see how everyone here are crying for help, so you become that transformation for them in their crying experience, because the Buddha mind here is only to stop that crying. Once you stop that crying within, guess what's happening? You can stop the crying through from people around you. And then you go to that utter stillness within you. You can spread that knowledge. You are entitled already to spread it in that stillness, no matter what happens on the periphery. All right, so you go with that tower of living, tower of life. That's how you start truly living here. Not being like in that chasing shiny objects mode. You become really powerful in that way, doing the right thing in the right time. If you just accompany this card with Temperance, this is a strong combination because Temperance card is all about doing the right thing in the right time. Do you remember that as descended angel, he's standing on his one leg there and he is really pouring water from one chalice to another, pouring water from one chalice to another. That's how I represented it into my cards. You can check it out on my website, how that descended angel of Temperance, he is mathematically exact in how to deal with this world. He's standing in between death and devil. Nothing can touch his innocence. Nothing can touch his purity. He's pure by definition, standing in that tower. He's standing powerfully in that center. That's what's happening with him. Now, let's investigate further this card. So, this page in its upright position is a student. It's a student. But what do we see in the reversed position? This energy becomes very insecure, right? He's kind of like hanging here. It's a very insecure energy. So he's pursuing security. And just like this energy is very insecure and it's not ready. It's not capable enough to step into its purpose. Here, it's searching, it's seeking, and it's building righteously. It's building righteously that bridge between its purpose and which kind of resources it has right now, building that bridge in a healthy way. Here, it is like in that insecure state, hanging state, chasing state. So this is the test of inner growth, in fact. And the breakthrough comes when you stop waiting to be certified by the world to really serve the world. Many of my clients, they ask me, Yulia, I just need another certification maybe. I'm not sure. That imposter syndrome is crazy. But guess what? This is what's happening there. It's that complete lack of trust within yourself. And I always say, wait, let's start building based on your worth, value. If you somehow feel much more valuable and you have knowledge to shine up, brighten up the world of others, you already can start helping. Because what matters is that transformation which you bring into their world. What doesn't matter is those certifications. If you cannot bring that transformation to them and you have only certificates, you don't do your job. How many I've seen that way? They just do that kind of thing, claim, while in reality there is no transformation, there is no touching, there is no healing. There is just some claim, but that is empty. So when you actually reconnect with your true authentic self, what's happening is you can sense it in others. You can see those charlatans actually all around. That is what's happening. You just see it through because you have now that Buddha eye in you. All right? And you sit firmly onto your horse. That's what's happening. So let's investigate this card further. I want you to see it again and see it from the following perspective. This guy is growing, while this guy is hanging over, and there is some sense of stagnation in it. No external rewards, no feedback, no clear signs, but it's just like, something stagnating. That's what's happening. And let's just feel that energy of stagnation. So this is the test of patience. This is like the energetical restructuring which may happen inwardly. Okay, that's what will happen along the way with these cards. So the question is here, can you keep walking in faith even when this inner stagnation is happening? And still know that kind of like, even if it's not shown up into this world, the roots are still growing. They are still growing. The tooth before it shows up in the child's mouth, it just must grow. Some growth must happen inwardly. Formation must happen inwardly. Then it will start happening here in a proper way. All right? But this guy always wants everything instantly. That's how we were wired. It's not your fault. It wants everything instantly and now. But you cannot again give birth to a child in one day. You know, even with ChatGPT, you just need to know how things are really made into this world. So let's investigate again this card. I want to look at this card and see which kind of patterns here do you see in this card. Do you see that this guy is building his freedom while this guy is not free, right? So it's kind of like this card is proposing us to break through that hanging. We are hanging over something. Something is taking us over, taking away our energy. So we need to flip it over to this card, building properly on that groundedness. It's like that graduation test of that flip over, right? From hanging position to standing in a rooted way position. When we stop actually feeling that doubt, fear, and when the doubt, fear in this position reappears that, hey, there is nothing stable here. When it reappears, we need to flip it over. How do we flip it over? Your job isn't to panic. In this position, we always panic. In this position, we actually respond differently because you actually start doing that shift within you. Shift from the periphery to the center. You use every situation when it feels like chaos, like you are just like being triggered by something. You use it to flip it over and to build your power within. How is that? That is what this card's lesson is all about, to make that flip over, okay? So it's actually an amazing card because it's really working with those blocks of this universe when we feel disconnected from our gifts, from our talents, and doing that flip from reversed to upright and doing it continuously and understanding that you are not pushed back, you are being prepared. You are not being kind of triggered here all the time and the universe is angry or this life is bad. You just know that every situation like this is the possibility to flip you over and to start rising. How is that? That's what it all is about. So when you start understanding the lessons of this card in a proper way, there are no limits to how you can develop that powerful Buddha mind within you and stop chasing the shiny objects and start really developing that new powerful version of you, knowing all these codes of that flip over from reversed to the upright. How is that? Okay? All right, so I'm really honoring you for receivership of this information. I hope that it will serve you well. I have to go to some meeting now, but I will answer all your questions. Type them here, guys. I'm just about to start a meeting in 2 minutes, so I really need to excuse myself. If you love this, give me thumbs up and subscribe to this channel because, again, I'm not sure when I will do those lives with you, but I do them weekly. So to be notified, let's stay connected. And type your questions. I will look at them all. I see there is something happening here. And after the meeting, today or tomorrow, I will definitely respond to everything. Thank you so much, beautiful souls, and wishing you a lovely day.